Ah, meteors, majestic rocks from outer space that come crashing down to Earth, and we've just got to pray that they don't hit us on the head. In Red Dead Redemption 2, we can encounter said meteors, or at least the aftermath of them crashing down to the planet at the very least, and that is the subject of today's little video. There are apparently 3 collectible meteorites in Red Dead Redemption 2, however of those 3, only 2 have ever been found. And that is the mystery. The first meteor can be found at a nice peaceful house just north of Annisburg in New Hanover. From one angle, it looks like your regular house, complete with an amazing view, but from another angle it looks like something has fallen from the sky straight through the roof, creating a hole in this roof, or as I like to call it, a surprise spotlight. Inside the house we can find the impact this had on the residents. Pun fully intended.
What the hell?
Okay, the dwellers of this abode, let's face it, they're a bit dead. Somewhat slightly under the weather, they appear to have been burnt and mutilated quite badly. The table has collapsed and there's a hole in the floor that is somewhat smoky. If we approach, we can loot the burning hole and acquire the first meteorite. If we look under the valuables section of the menu, we learn that we now have one of 3 collectible meteorites. Unfortunately, the residents of this house weren't so fortunate, as a huge burning meteorite has arrived and slapped them on the head. A bit further northwest, as indicated by these 2 pins, we can find the main chunk of the meteorite. A huge crater sits just off the train tracks, and at the centre of this crater we can see a burnt up looking meteorite. We can inspect it of course and get a journal entry for our troubles, which will read, "Found a meteor, I think they are called." Glad it did not land on me. And that's lucky, it must have hit this place with some force as the trees are all pushed back, and honestly it's a phenomenal sight. But what's important here is you can pick up the second meteorite from this spot. The mystery comes in with the game telling us that there are 3 meteorites in total to find. However, in all the years that Red Dead Redemption 2 has been out, the players have only ever found 2. The third remains elusive. Many believe this to be an error, and it doesn't strike me as a difficult mistake to make. However, Rockstar Games support have in the past come out and told us that there are 3 meteorites to find within Red Dead Redemption 2, apparently. So as you can imagine, players have been obsessing over this third meteorite since the game release. And let's be real with ourselves, am I likely to be the one to yield the answers? Probably not. But here we go, let's weigh in a little bit. Where is this third meteorite? What do we know? Well, we have the location of the main impact and a breakaway impact, and from the breakaway impact we can guess the trajectory of that and where it probably split off from the meteor. For a small meteor to strike the ground, it would have to break away at quite a low altitude, otherwise it would burn up. And since a small rock hit the house, it could have been a lot bigger and burnt up quite a fair bit, but then again, I'm not exactly a science guy, I'm just a YouTube content creator trying to weigh in on a big Red Dead mystery here. But what I am trying to say is calculating that trajectory may be a bit redundant when people are looking at a line, because it may not even be a line, but rather a massive area that could very well span the entire size of the world map quite easily. People have combed the map quite thoroughly in search of this meteorite, so if it was there to be found, I believe somebody would have found it by now and said something. Especially in a game as popular and massive as Red Dead Redemption 2, people enjoy looking for every single secret. In fact, some would say some make a living out of it. Oh god, what is my life? But my point is, if it was just laying around, it would be too simple and somebody would have found it. Every single inch of this game has been scoured at this point. However, people started latching on to a promising sounding bit of dialogue that you can overhear in Valentine.
My little girl thinks she found a piece of gold in the river. Looks like a rock to me, but oh, maybe we'll be lucky.
Well, I'll be.
Yes, this could reference any rock, the open world is simply full of them, but the suggestion is the third meteorite could be on an NPC somewhere rather than just on the floor or on a table or in a house or in a crater, and for all we know maybe even the aliens have it. But the truth is, if it's in the game anywhere, then it's been under our noses this whole time. But outside of Rockstar saying so, there is no proof that a third meteorite can be found in Red Dead Redemption 2. And all efforts to prove otherwise have met no success. So could this just be a bit of a joke on Rockstar's part to keep players playing and searching the game for this meteorite? Or do you think it's in there somewhere waiting to be found by somebody at some point? I think it's likely initially an error and there is no third meteorite in Red Dead Redemption 2. That or it was done to mess with our heads, and that's not something that Rockstar is adverse to doing. In fact, on that previous comment about Rockstar game support apparently stating that there is a third meteorite, the only thing I could find on the internet is Rockstar game support commenting on the fact that there probably isn't one. It's a bit of a shame when a mystery seems to be a myth, but I think this third meteorite mystery is in fact just that, a game myth. Though I would absolutely love to be proven wrong, so get hunting, cowboys. Anyway, that brings us to the end of today's short video, so thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff. That would be super fantastic. And if you fancy it, whack on the notifications. It really does help promote the channel. And with any luck, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video at some point. But until next time, please do take care and goodbye.